Hey everybody, it's Dr. Jessica Vogelsang from the Veterinary Telemedicine Facebook group. And I have here with me Adam Greenbaum from Whisker Cloud. And full
It's happening.
disclosure, like so amazing. You did my drjessicavogelsang.com
Yeah.
site. And you do things that I just can't even get my head around in terms of like coding. I always laugh when I hear people say, oh, I don't want to spend any money on my website, so I'm just going to do it myself with Wix. It's like 8
Yeah.
million hours later. It's like this sad.
And you know what's funny is I'll be
Right?
watching, I watch YouTube TV and I'll get an ad for like Weebly. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is just overly insulting of all people. That would be like DiGiorno commercials coming up for like Chef Ramsay. You would go crazy over it.
And I mean, I'm not a newbie to technology. I've had PodCurious up since 2009. So I know how to
Yeah.
use WordPress. And I also know that I know absolutely nothing, even after 10 years of just like using the site and actually building something are two entirely different things. So the reason I wanted to have you on, and I'm really excited about this, is I think people are they're still so confused about like thinking that telemedicine is this really discrete thing. It's like a technology thing that you have to plug in. And you've been doing like the coolest stuff with how many
Yeah.
websites do you guys run for veterinary clinics right now?
A lot. I mean,
A lot.
I think we're working with 2,200 veterinary professionals around the world right now. I know it's crazy. When I started this back in 2016, if you would have told me we'd be doing that. And the weird thing is I can like name them all by name. Like when someone
That
says like,
is
oh,
weird.
did you talk to this person? I'm like, oh, down in Kentucky. Oh, that person in Nova Scotia. It's just, but
And you still like us after all of that. Like that's
you know, I really like you. I mean, I joined Vet Med because I run the dog rescue, and you people helped me
you
save
people.
hundreds of dogs over the course of 5 or 6 years with my dog rescue. So I felt like, and that's why, Whisker Club only does vet medicine websites. We don't do dentists or chiropractors or, any of the other ones. We only do vet med because that's all, because I don't really, it's like when we hire people, I always say to them on their first day, you're going to have some amazing days. You're going to build some cool stuff. And you're going to have really frustrating days. On your most frustrating day at about 1:30 in the afternoon, there's a good chance there's going to be a bunch of pictures of like cats and dogs and kittens and puppies on your screen and in your email from clients. So in the worst case scenario, okay, you're still building that. Imagine if we were building dentist websites, we just had like people's mouths. Oh God, that
I
would be.
say all the time. Like there's a reason I chose this and not
Oh,
tea. It's gross.
yeah.
Okay,
Gross.
so you've been doing some incredible stuff, and I think what people are doing right now is they think, okay, I need telemedicine. I'm gonna get a platform, and then they just have this platform just sitting there, and it doesn't actually correlate with what's on their website, and people are going to their website to find information about them, and yet they don't even realize this whole other thing is there. So I thought maybe you could show us some of the things that you're doing, or at least talk about the importance of your actual website, which is kind of like your real estate on the web
Yeah.
in terms of like promoting and utilizing this as another means of communication.
No, and I've thought about. I mean, it was funny when this all went down, and we're in Newport Beach, California. We're about an hour and a half north of you in San Diego, and maybe an hour south of LA. I remember my wife and I were sitting on the couch watching the news, and they did the first stay-at-home order, and I was sitting there, and they're like, "These are what you can do. These are what you can't do." And like the third thing on the list, with millions of people in California watching, was like, veterinary medicine is essential. You're good. Go to your vet if you need anything. And I looked at her. I said, we could have ended up in 100 different industries. We picked the one. My dentist is closed. My chiropractor is closed, but my vet is still open. For us and for me, our pets are family. I think most people feel that way. I'm talking to you all. There's a cat behind me. I'm not sitting back in my chair right now because there is a cat sitting in my chair and an empty dog bed right there. But coming into this industry, a couple things I really think are important. The nice thing about what Whisker Cloud does, and I think it's tough because there's so many different, like we integrate with pretty much everything. If someone has integration, we integrate with apps like Pet Desk. We integrate with Vet First Choice and Vet Source Web. We integrate with Vetstoria and all of these things. But at the end of the day, everyone looks at your website. They look at the website. That is your hub. That's where everything in life connects. So what we've been trying to do is figure out what is the future of veterinary medicine. And is this, I don't believe that this is just, okay, COVID's gone, we don't need any of this stuff anymore. Because, I've seen some of our partner groups put out information like, oh, vet med's hurting, vet med's this. We see the opposite here. And I think we need to be focused on the more positive stuff that's going on. We have a lot of clients who are growing, because what's cool? You can do telemedicine from 7 to 9 when a lot of hospitals were closed. You can do you can do telemedicine and things like that at 5:30 or later. And the other thing you can do is, I think the big thing that vet hospitals don't think about is time equals money. I think about that a lot as I work 18 hours a day every day for the last 5 years, and
I can
haven't
verify
slept.
that.
Yeah. You and I email at 2 a.m, and but time equals money. So we started to think about how can we help our clients. And it's like my veterinarian in Huntington Beach, California, they're doing curbside. Well, how can we help them? How can we make it easier? When I go, if I'm going there, I have two Boston Terriers. I don't know where they are. They're somewhere around here, but 2 Boston Terriers and this wild cat right here. And and we typically take the 3 of them together. And this 6-pound orange tabby is the toughest of the 3. Yeah, of course. And we just wanted to figure out, what can we be doing to make things easier for people in the hospital? How can we help them generate revenue? So that's what we've been doing. And, obviously in your group, I personally follow along pretty closely just to see what everyone's doing and what people are talking about. And I think you and I, it's all over the place, but I noticed the one thing that you and I have talked about at length. So it's like everyone has the shiny new telemedicine app. Okay. Well, what are you doing with it? If you're not, all right, I got this. That
Nobody's
doesn't mean
biting.
people are doing it. No one. No, I mean, and it's funny because our clients, when they email us and say, okay, so we got this telemedicine app, can you help us promote it? It's such a difference from, the people that come to us either for a demo or people that say, hey, can you just take a look at my website, which we get, 8 to 10 a day. Some days it's like, okay, I see here that you have a button for, insert telemedicine company here. You just have a button at the bottom of your page. How would I know? And when you click that, it just goes to like the app store to download the app. In fact, one we looked at yesterday, the button just literally went to the iTunes app store. What if I had a Pixel or a Samsung phone? It would literally be the most worthless click, and I left your website. That's bad. So you're pretty much breaking all the rules.
We get better communications, people. Yes. And I keep saying that, telemedicine it's not a technology issue. It's a communications issue. And if you have like this awesome filet mignon in your refrigerator, but like you didn't cook it and you didn't put it on a plate in front of somebody, they're not going to be telling you what a great chef you are. Like, you still have to get it to them.
No, I mean, the day I launched Whisker Cloud, we're different than a lot of companies. We don't have funding. We didn't go into debt. I owned a previous company I sold to start this. It was day one. I was at a conference and I was speaking at 3 different events. I also spent another $5,000 on advertising between Brief Media and DVM 360. I also greenlit another $10,000 out of my pocket to do like Google ads and Facebook ads. So when I launched this company, it was this new thing. I didn't just like put up whiskercloud.com. It's like, I'm done. I'm just going to wait and see, they'll show up. No, I had to do that. And it's like now. So we sent out an email last week to our clients and we just said, hey, these are some cool things we're doing. And we do that a lot. We send out 1 million emails. Do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think people would be interested in seeing that.
Well, so like we sent out an email last week and we talked about what we're doing with online forms. And to be honest, this is what was so interesting about this email. We already do this on all of our clients' websites. However, it's not about, they know that 90% of our clients have forms on their websites. This isn't new, but we wanted to explain to them like, okay, wait, we should make sure that 100% of you know what you can be doing with these forms. And we've also added some new integrations, but it was like simple stuff. Do you have a new client, new patient form? Who on earth in 2020 wants to I have 2 31-pound Boston Terriers. You think I want to sit at the vet hospital and fill out all of that stuff for 2 Boston Terriers as they're freaking out? No.
And I hate it when I have to do it on the app. Like, I don't like
Oh
typing
God, yeah.
on the phone. Like, let me do it on my, I don't know if I'm old because, like, I still prefer my desktop. I'm the equivalent of the old person with the yellow pages. Like, I like my desktop, but it's so much easier to type on that.
Well, I mean, well, the thing is, what's nice about this is for certain things like this, yeah, it's really nice. You can quickly do this on your laptop or on your desktop. But boarding reservations, we have so many hospitals that are doing emergency boarding. Well, why don't we just allow them to put in a check-in date, check-in time, check-out date, check-out time, make it like a hotel. There's probably, for me personally, there's nothing in the world I have more fun doing than booking travel. I think it's like the best thing I can do. And why not do that
It's
for
a
your
bummer
pet?
for you.
Oh,
I've gotten too much of that lately.
we had a big trip planned 7 days from today that's long gone. So, but that's okay. Well, there's a lot worse happening, but
Yeah.
yeah, but these forms, when you think about the communication between a vet hospital and their clients, it's tough, and there's a lot going on. And right now, there's a lot going on. You know, do you expect them to literally sit out and write out the food instructions? Do you expect them to write out medication instructions? Do you expect them to do all of those things, or do you think it's better if someone can literally go to your website and fill out all that information? It's like my dogs take Apoquel, they do side of point shots, and I could just type it up. Hey,
Yeah, because
they
otherwise you're
take the
boarding, you're worried about your
yeah.
dog because there's another dog in the lobby and you forget and you're rushing and
Well, then, yeah, I mean, this gives people the ability to take the time, be thorough, and it gives you like a digital piece of, like almost a receipt saying, yeah, you filled this out, we got this. So we talked about doing that. We talked about curbside drop off. I mean, this is the most important thing. And like we had this idea, and we said it to a lot of our clients, like a weekend. We're like, we're doing curbside. Just want to let you know, can you put something on the website? And we were like, well, stop, hold on. If you're doing curbside, how do you know when people are there? And like, well, they call us or they come knock on the door. And internally we were like, okay, that sounds horrible. That's a horrible experience for them, because everyone's trying to be socially distanced, but then someone gets there and you're like, okay, wait, stand back, I'm gonna crack open the door. Who are you? Where are you with? Okay, drop the leash and walk, take 6 feet back. That's crazy. It's
yeah.
easier to say,
They're like
I'm in.
shoving them into like lobbies and leaving the dog in it by himself and grabbing the door
Yeah.
behind them.
Yeah, and isn't it just easier to say, hey, I'm in the silver Camry. This is my phone number. This is who's here with me. This is all the information you need to know. And just make it really simple like that. So we just had this idea of creating curbside forms. Literally, we can put a button at the top of the website. We have full instructions on what to do. These emails go through like that. So the moment someone fills it out, ping to the front desk. Front desk says, okay, silver Camry. Okay, there they are right there. That's Baxter. He's here for his appointment. Let's go get him. Perfect. So like we did things like that. The biggest thing we talked to a lot of clients about, there were a couple, and one of them was signatures.
Oh, that's huge. I've heard a
So
lot of people asking about that.
yes, I mean, we want people to be able to literally just like, whether it's so like I know you like desktop, but I think I like about this is for the phone, because what you can do and what we've implemented for a couple clients, and we're really customizing this for everyone. It's like, it's like my veterinarian, he's awesome, and it's funny, he'll come to me and be like, I know you're just going to sign this, but here's what you need to know. And I'm like, dude, it could say $10 trillion for my dogs and for this mean little cat behind me. Yeah, there's whatever, but you could even say, hey, I'm calling you from inside the hospital. I have Baxter here. Everything's great. We need to pull the tooth, or we need to give him this medication. It's going to be $228.74 today. And yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and do it. Cool. If you can go to our website and just go to huntingtonbeachvet.com/approval or whatever, just go to that website, put in your name, email, pet's name, put in the amount I just quoted you, and sign off on it. We're signed. So, we're still working out. And the other thing you can do too is just have people input the price, or I would be willing to, one thing we've done is like, I'd be willing to spend up to blank for my pet's care, and they just sign it right there with their finger right on the phone. They date it. So not only do we have like the IP address once they do that, but we also have their signature. We also have the date. So, I mean, you have a lot of information collected to protect yourself, whether they're at home or, mobile. We're doing like conditional formatting. So it's like, people don't want to answer 1,000 things, but if your pet does have any sensitivities, or if they do have behavioral issues or things like that, that should open up another box to trigger, to get you guys more information. So everything we're doing is just trying to streamline information, because the information in this industry is already like really congested and tough. And I think it's important that we digitally streamline it and make it much easier to collect. And then, we had sort of a breakthrough recently. We're still in beta on this, but we're working through. So we've run tests. We have Stripe, we have PayPal done. Authorize.net is this close to being done, and we're working on how to do this,
Wow.
because we had 2 clients, one in California, one in the Northeast, and we were our support team was on the phone with their payment processors, and the payment processors saying, yeah, well, we'll have to charge you for this, and I would just get on the phone and say, hey, why are you charging them $200 to basically put a PayPal button on their website? Why don't you just help them out? If they have a PayPal account, we'll just code it on their website. I mean, we've done that for 100 different hospitals, and everything was a money grab. So we just said, screw it. We're going to build our own thing. We're not going to charge our clients for this, and we're just going to find a way to do it. So we have a couple in beta testing, and we've had no issues, and they've had clients testing it, and it works. So I think for us, it's just about building these things out. But it's not just about the forms. It's what happens when what happens when the forms come in, what happens when they fill out the form, because everything we're talking about is basically, we're building funnels here. So a client gets a success page, we track it, but on those pages, I mean, you could do anything. You could have a curbside drop-off thing that says, perfect, now that you've completed that form, this is what to do. Our parking spaces are marked. They're 6 feet apart. Please park in spots 1, 2, 4, 6, and give us a call when you're here. And I mean, so there's really so much stuff we can do and build out. And this doesn't just go with the forms, and I mean, the same thing goes with telemedicine. Even if people sign up, like, we can basically, everything on the sites is conditional. So if someone goes to download your telemedicine app, we can have it, once they've done that, we can have it redirect to a page that says, hey, you downloaded it, now here's what we want you to do. So I agree with you. I'm in the group, and it's like, I mean, there's so many people offering so much great stuff, but it's like, and I think the companies that are selling these things, I think they need to make sure that they do a good job of telling their clients, you have this, you need to promote it. I mean, and I think that's one of the things we do with our website clients. It's like, hey, we're going to build the site, we're going to work with you, we're going to do the SEO, but this doesn't stop there. Even if we manage your social media, which we do for hundreds of accounts, you guys should still be mentioning this in hospital. You guys should still be, doing promotions and things like that. If you're at an event, make sure you have people sign up for your Facebook page. So there is just so much more everyone could be doing. It's like, what's the point of spending the money on this if it's not promoted?
Right. And I mean, these are things that people love and will use, even after curbside itself goes away, like, still the drop-off forms, and like, there's so many ways that you can be using this to streamline your revenue and your time in the clinic, because like, this still saves you all of that time at the front, right? Talking to the person, they're filling out the form, you just can really make things smoother.
No, I mean, we literally put out something yesterday about that, because it's like how to pivot your veterinary business and thrive in the COVID age, because there's so many things you could be doing right now.
Did
And
you
I see
write this yourself too? Like,
this was a mix of 3 people. Why?
Yeah, you crank out so much content. It's no, but I mean, like, you're so prolific. I've been really impressed.
We got lucky. We hired 2 more content people. We've been on a hiring spree for a few months, and we hired 2 new content people right before all this went down. Luckily, they all come from much larger companies than Whisker Club, but all in the pet industry. So we've been able to just have all these experts come in. But it's like, I mean, it's interesting. If Brandon Brashears and I, he works here as well. We did like a Facebook Live. It's like, what would I do if I owned a vet hospital? It's like, what would I do tomorrow? In fact, I have a vet hospital literally across the street from me, my house. I could walk out my front door right now and throw a football and probably hit them. Hey, Eric, sorry about that. But it's like, if I own that hospital, what would I do? Well, I would obviously I'd be extending hours. I'd be figuring out, like, how am I going to get people in? We put together this, and we worked with you on this, but we put together this, like, the world's largest guide on all things telemedicine. Is it Pet Desk if you already use it? They have video chat now. Is it AirVet? Is it Televet? Is it, all of these things
you've added since I've been there last.
No, we've added a lot of stuff. We've also added in, like, how to build your own. And we've done this for a lot of clinics. Like, we did this for a clinic in Ontario. Awesome website. He's awesome. You go to the website, the forms are all digitalized now. You go through, He's like the nicest guy on the planet. If you want to do it after hours, great. I can come in here. I can book all of this information. I can fill out my forms. I promise to complete it. And I could pay him right here and schedule the events. It takes minutes to set that up. And you're not paying a setup fee. You're not paying all of these things. It's the quickest thing you could possibly do. The cat just jumped off the chair. I can finally sit like a normal person here. But like,
wow.
you know, this takes minutes to do. So we'd be doing that. You know, we just saw this article too that was saying how there's like a massive uptick in, oh God, I swear I subscribed to it a lot of times. But basically it's talking about how there's like a record-setting amounts of pet fostering and adoptions. Well, like all of our advertising clients, you know, we did wellness plans and ads to make sure that people with new pets and puppies and whatever, hey, foster a new pet, you rescue a new pet, you should be running ads for that. So there's just so many different things that people can be doing, and now is the time to get creative and think about, okay, is like, and like I've had talks with the team at Pet Desk about it a lot. It's like, is this, you know, let's say there's a vaccine tomorrow. There's an announcement, there's a vaccine, everyone go back to work. That was weird. We're done. Are you guys keeping televet? Are the hospitals keeping, you know, telemedicine? Right. Are they doing those things? Or are they saying, no, that was good? Because maybe, you know, getting some of these processes and things in place now will keep you ahead of the curve moving forward, because you have this technology, you have this ability to generate revenue outside of business hours or on weekends. If you're like me, you see weekends as a time to grow your business. So you can do it.
And so everybody, your website again?
It's whiskercloud.com.
And I'm going to get that website and put it up in the resources, because that was awesome how you had all of that.
We have a full page of COVID stuff. I'll make sure you get that.
Awesome. Well, thank you again. That was amazing. That form looks spectacular. So for everybody who's still like flailing, don't forget your website is your house. And so
no, I mean, I agree with you. And it's like, whether Whisker Cloud does it or not, everyone uses websites, period. What, you know, right now is the time where it should be your central hub, your brain center. It should be not just a place to slap a button, but it should be a place to give actionable tips to your clients.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you again. I really appreciate it. And
thanks for having me.
For putting up.
Yeah, she waited till the end.
That was good. Yeah. Oh, now that you don't need me and you're leaving, I'll leave. That's good.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.